What's up, everybody? This is your boy, the Fluffy Gamer. Tonight, I'm hanging out with my boy, the one and only.
The Wet Movie 1, baby.
Tonight, we're going to do a top 10 for me. He's got top 5 of favorite video games.
Of all time.
Of all time. So, are you guys ready?
I know we are.
So, let's get going. First game of my top 10. Woo! If I don't drop all the rest of them.
Jesus Christ. We're like in a hoarder den right now.
Yeah. Castlevania. Great game. It was a little difficult to beat, but when you finally beat it, it was definitely worth it. Great game. And then, let's see, one other game that I got. One of the original NES games that I ever played was Pro Wrestler. Enjoyed playing the shit out of that one. I played this one a lot with my buddy Daryl Stinson back in the day. It was always fun to play, especially when it was on a rainy day. And probably one of the best wrestling games for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Was this one of the original wrestling games that came out? Because I think I might remember this.
Yeah, because it's Black Label.
Yeah.
There was like 35 Black Labels for the original NES games.
Like I think I remember playing that one, and like the graphics, oh shit.
I love the game.
Yeah. No, but one of my top ones of all time, playing I can't say as a kid because I was a teenager at the time, and I got it and I was playing with all the other kids in the building I lived in, because I always lived in apartment buildings for the most part.
Nice.
And that was when I got my 64. Bam. You know what I mean? Mario Kart 64, baby. My house was the place to be. I had all the controllers hooked up to those things was 4 or 5 or something like that. Hooked up to it, and it was just funny. We had all the kids come over, and because we're all the same age, and even my sister used to play this one with me. It was just really fun because you got to shoot. You hit those little those things, and then you get different things you can shoot. What's it called? The different
you throw
shells,
bombs, or turtle shells, or bananas.
You become a ghost and stuff. It's just a really, really fun game, and it has to be on my top list.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Alright, and then this one right here. This game right here, Trojan. It's kind of a short game, but this is actually the very first game that I ever beat for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I never owned this game back in the day. My friend, again, Daryl Stinson, his parents used to buy all the games that he wanted, well, at least most of the games that he wanted, and I would come over and we'd both play it and try and beat all the games that he got. And this was the very first game that I ever beat, because back then I actually didn't have an entertainment system at this point. The next game that was really freaking awesome was Ninja Gaiden, or Gaiden, or however you want to call it.
I think I liked that one too back in the day too. It was awesome.
This was one of the very first games that actually came out with cinema display during certain levels or whatnot, and it just made you want to keep playing it until you got to the next level so you could see what happens next. And it's not the easiest game, but you keep playing and you'll figure it out how to get past the levels, and it's definitely worth it once you beat it to get the final end and to see what happens at the end. Definitely one of the great trilogies for the NES system.
And another game that's part of my top 5 list here is a game for the old Nintendo system, the old NES one. When I first got it, I was excited because I just loved the Ninja Turtles back in the day, right? The old cartoon and things. And I think this was even back before the original movie came out. This is the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game.
Nice.
I never beat it. It was just such a pain in the ass, for me at the time. I loved it. I got through a handful of levels and different things, and going down the sewers and knocking out the things. But as soon as I got to that water level, you know what I mean, where you have to kind of start swimming through the shit, and you're like messing with the computer so you can get through the electricity and things. I think that was my downfall. I can never get past it. I'm sure this Pluto did, but it's just one of those ones that I loved, but I never ever was able to beat. But it's just a classic game from my childhood. It was definitely a good challenge. It wasn't the most difficult game on the Nintendo system, but it definitely was a good challenge. For a gamer, it wasn't difficult. For just some Joe Schmo fuck like me just off the street. There's a lot of people that didn't beat that game. Probably one of the best games for the Nintendo Entertainment System has to be the original
game that came with the console, and that is, of course, Super Mario Brothers. You can't go wrong with this game. This is definitely a lot of fun. It's great for replay, and it's just, all around an awesome game to play.
I remember when I was a kid, when I first got my, NES system, and like the first game I got was Mario and Duck Hunt put together in that the same cartridge and things, and I was like, this is awesome, because I loved Mario. That's how I found out about him, was that I know he originated from Donkey Kong, wasn't it something like that, as the guy, and like just getting that game was fun, and then the Duck Hunt thing that came with a gun, and like me and my sister, or I think it was me and a couple of friends at the time, because my sister was little, like shooting, and that fucking dog would always laugh at me, and like, fuck yeah, I always try to shoot the dog too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little asshole.
But yeah, next on my top 10 list is definitely, this is one of my favorite shoot 'em up games, vertical shooter game. And I don't know if too many people, I don't think there's a lot of people that know anything about this game. But if you've never heard of this game, definitely check it out. It is a vertical shooter game called Legendary Wings. It is by far one of my favorite games on the NES system. Not the easiest shoot 'em up game to play. If you ever try to play this game, you're definitely better off doing it co-op, because it's 2-player co-op, and that is probably your best chance to beat this game. It is almost impossible to beat this game on a single player. Back in the day, I did not own, but my friend, again, Daryl Stinson, had this game, and out of all my friends, nobody could beat this game. But I borrowed the game from my friend, and after a couple of nights of playing non-stop, hours and hours of effort of trying to beat this game, I finally did it. And that is none other than Mike Tyson's Punchout.
Oh, dude, I used to love the shit out of that game when I was a kid. Oh, it was awesome. Like, because you're that little guy, and you're just trying to, left, right. Yeah, it was awesome. I don't think I ever got to Tyson himself.
To be honest, I never made it to Mike Tyson all the way from the beginning to the end. I have beaten all the fighters, but just not all the way, starting from Glass Joe to, to the very end. But I have beaten all the players, and of course I used the code, I think it's 007931265 or something like that, to get to Mike Tyson. And it took a lot of effort and trial and error to actually figure out his pattern. And
when I used to play that game, dude, I remember just from my old childhood, having to mash the fuck out of those buttons. Like, get up, you little fuck! Get up, you little fuck!
One little key about that thing, when you get knocked down, if you wait up until the last second, like right before the referee counts to 10, you will have more energy added back to you. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. If you get up right away, you don't get that much energy added back. But if you wait closer to 10 seconds, because you get a little more rest, it actually gives you a little bit more energy.
Huh.
But another game that I played back in the day that I, again, didn't own back then was the infamous Legend of Zelda. When this game first came out, I didn't understand it. I thought it was stupid as hell. I didn't want nothing to do with it.
I'm still on that boat, dude. I got it. Never figured it out. I'm like, this is dumb, and just put it to the side. Yeah,
OGP is still that way today. But I finally met somebody that knew how to play the game. He was showing me what you were supposed to do, and then the minute that he showed me what to do, I went back and I told my buddy, we got to do this. You got to get this level, and you basically build up your, you go from one sword to a stronger sword so you can fight the bigger, stronger characters. And of course, once you get all the pieces of the Triforce, you're able to beat Ganon at the end. And unfortunately, when you beat this game, you realize you have to beat it again, kind of like Ghosts and Goblins. But it's just another reason to play it all over again, which once you play this game and you go all the way through, you realize how amazing this game actually is.
Yeah. No, but another one that's on my top list of all time would have to be GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64, man. Absolutely love this game. It's probably would you call this a first-person shooter?
I believe it is.
Yeah, because I'm not into the whole technical game thing.
Yeah, I believe it was.
But like, I just loved it, man. That because you're 007, yourself, going around shooting the bad guys and not Pierce Brosnan, going around shooting the bad guys and things. Yeah. But then when my friends came over, we had the multiplayer level where you go around and you try to stay alive and see how many times you can kill your friends.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I love the most. And you had like different levels and things. this has to be on my top 10, man.
Totally.
Love this one. Probably one of my most played ones.
Nice. The next two is the final two for my top 10 of all-time favorite Nintendo games.
Oh yeah. We messed up the scale. That's okay.
We probably did, but oh well.
Okay, Before he shows another one, I'll show you another one from my top 5. Or Mario Brothers 3. Classic. This is possibly my favorite Mario Brothers game out of the three that of the first three. I loved the first one. The second one was a little bit hard for me.
Yeah.
I could never beat it, but I like the way it looked and stuff. The first one's classic, but this is the one. But I still never beat it. I like finding out about the warp levels and you'll be able to like skip the things and get to other things, you know,
the first
and
one.
things like that. And like the little cheat, they didn't have cheat codes from what I remember for this.
Yeah.
But like you just found like the warp zones and they jump over certain things to get to certain places.
Yeah.
I love that kind of shit. But I always got to like the fire level. The fire land, and past the first couple of parts, but that was it. Never got any past.
Believe it or not, I never beat that one.
You never either?
I beat the first two, but I never completed that one.
No, but this has to be on my list for sure, man. Love Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, this one right here for me is definitely one of my top 10. There's 110 levels, if I remember correctly, maybe 115 levels. And I remember pumping a lot of quarters into the arcade machine. And that is a Bobble right there. Mm-hmm. Definitely a great game to have. I would definitely love to have Bobble 2. But unfortunately, that game is probably worth about $300 these days.
But didn't you Bobble on me earlier tonight?
Well...
Is that what you call it? Like, when you're like, Bobble? Because, like, I bobble your head and I go Bobble.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
People on the gay jokes. That's how I roll, baby.
But anyways, my number one all-time top favorite NES game has to be none other than Kid Icarus. Why? Not only did I beat this game, but it's definitely up there and one of the hardest games to beat on the Nintendo Entertainment System, including games such as Metroid, which was actually not too easy to beat, but definitely not as easy to beat as Kid Icarus. This game was by far the favoriteest game that I ever beat, and still hard to play to this day.
Mm-hmm. And my all-time favorite Sega Genesis game, and Sega Genesis or Sega character of all time. I'm not gonna say this is my top favorite of all time. The ones ones I've shown you are just my top 5, not in no particular order. But that is Sonic the Hedgehog. But then the Sega Genesis back in the day, I loved all the incarnations of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 3, Sonic and Tails, the Sonic Spinball, like all this kind of shit. I just loved how this little guy can run really fast and collect all the rings and all this stuff. I've always really liked this character. Really, really fun game. I don't remember if I beat it because I was never a super, crazy gamer like this guy right here with all this, crap all over the place and down here on the floors too. But like, this has to be on my list right here. One of my all-time favorite characters, him and Mario.
Yeah, in fact, I never owned a Sega Genesis back in the day, but the only reason why I actually own a Sega Genesis today is because, well, not only that, but I really love the game Altered Beast.
Oh, dude, that was was that a game too?
Altered
when
Beast.
You're like a man and you're like,
power up.
Yes, I love that shit.
Yeah. But I bought the Sega Genesis system just so I could play Altered Beast, but also at the same time Sonic the Hedgehog. Those are the only two main games for the Sega Genesis that I actually cared to play. Mm-hmm. But being that I am now a collector, there's a lot of Sega Genesis games that I now own and actually enjoy playing, especially games like Castlevania Bloodlines. That has got to be my all-time favorite Genesis game.
Mm-hmm. And all the games I talked about in this video of my top 5, I still actually own where I live. But sadly say they're in a box. I still have the systems and stuff to play them if I want them. But like, these are my top 5 that I pulled out of his collection that I wanted to let you guys all know about also. Cause I do own them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just making this up, pulling them out of his collection. Like, I do own them when I played them back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's Fluffy? Dude, I have one last thing here. One last game I wanted to talk about. It's for
you would have to show this one.
I would. It's called Hang Time. NWA's Hang Time for the Nintendo 64.
Great game.
Remember when I came over here the last time to visit to hang out and Bibble Bobble on each other? We played this game a little bit and I kicked your fucking ass.
You did.
I double dribbled all over your motherfucking face, boy. I kicked your motherfucking ass. You're like, oh, I'm, I was gonna say Leo, the video game guy, but like, oh, I'm Fluffy the gamer. Like I have all these games. I'm the game king. I'm the game master. Fuck Pat the NES punk. I'm the king. But I whooped his monkey ass in this game all over the place. I slapped him around like some dumb little bitch.
As sad as it is to say this, it's true.
That's right.
But anyways, guys, that is my top 10 and Wet Movie 1's top 5 of all-time favorite video games.
Oh, yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Share it around with your friends.
Make sure to leave a comment down below and tell us your top 5 or top 10 games. And until next time, guys, I'm the Fluffy Gamer.
And I'm Wet Movie 1.
And we will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.